Hi, I'm Linda,
And I'm Melissa.
and we're going to talk about some of those hidden dangers.
Hidden dangers, what kind?
Well, they're not so hidden after all. And they're not so hidden because we use these types of things every day. We bring these dangers in our home. So we already know about pollution.
By the way, that's not chocolate milk.
No, it's not.
Don't drink it.
But, you know, when you're done with your laundry or cleaning your bathroom or washing your hair, where do you think that stuff goes?
Detergent heaven.
Yeah, it goes to detergent heaven, right. Oh, no, unfortunately, there's no detergent heaven. But it does go back into our environment where it causes a lot of damage. But the real problem is the exposure to toxic substances right in our own homes. But the EPA says this is a serious issue. In fact, a product that kills 50% of lab animals through ingestion or inhalation is considered legally non-toxic. But there are 1,500 new chemicals produced every year, and none of them are tested to see how they interact with children. Wouldn't put anything that wasn't safe on the grocery store shelf, would they?
Never.
No, they wouldn't do that. But in reality, yes, they would, and they can because the laws allow it. Let's take a look. The term hazardous chemical, for example, that means any hazardous chemical, blah, 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 under the Title 29 of the Federal Code of Regulations, except that the term hazardous chemical does not apply to the following substances. Let's take a look. Any substance to the extent it is used for personal, family, or household purposes. In other words, they're not classified as hazardous substances. And also, any person who believes a particular hazardous substance intended or packaged in a form suitable for use in the household or by children should be exempted from full label compliance because of the size of the packet. And lastly, any person who believes a particular article should be exempted from being classified as a banned hazardous substance. We're talking about banned chemicals. And they can do this because it bears labeling giving adequate directions and warnings for safe use and is intended to use by children who have attained sufficient maturity and may be reasonably expected to read and heed such direction and warnings. They can submit to the Commission a request for exemption. We're talking about the Consumer Product Safety Commission here.
Okay, no offense, but I don't know any child who is mature enough. Shoot, I'm not mature enough. And who is going to read the back of these labels? Look at all those words. And they're about this small.
Do you read them? Can you?
No.
Can you even read
Who
them?
has time?
And look at that label on the bottom there. It says "Keep out of reach of children." Well, how are they expected to read and heed it if they're not even supposed to hold the bottle?
Exactly.
So most of these products we use in our home, it says on the label,
Hazardous to humans and domestic animals.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it should be in big red bold, right?
Exactly.
It's just
On
little-
the front.
Yeah. And then we have people that feel like, well, I read the label, but you know, my child's not going to drink this. My 8-year-old isn't going to drink this. I'm not going to worry about that. But it's not about drinking. Hardly anybody drinks bathroom
No.
clean. It's about what we inhale. Now I want to talk about formaldehyde for a minute because it's really common. It's used in almost every
Well, I
cleaning product.
see it. It's in all of these pictures.
Personal care products.
Deodorant?
Yeah, and formaldehyde,
Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo?
it is a real problem because it's super cheap and it keeps the product stable. It's a preservative, and they're storing these products in warehouses for who knows how long. So they got to use the formaldehyde, and it's causing headaches, migraines, allergies,
Asthma. We talked about that earlier.
right?
Depression.
Depression. Who would have thought that, you know, your deodorant would cause depression?
Exactly.
And people spray this in the air like with air fresheners.
Lysol in the cribs.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, ear infections in children, autoimmune disorders. Look at all of those.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And cancer. We've talked about that too. But here's the products that have been found to have the highest formaldehyde content. You should definitely not use these. And look at this Dawn dish soap. But I used to love Dawn. Yeah, but I had kids with irritability and asthma and headaches. It wasn't until I got rid of that stuff that the problem stopped.
She got rid of the Dawn, not the children.
Right.
Look at that. It's a bowl of candy.
Oh, the Tide Pods, yeah.
Yep. You wouldn't know it wasn't
Well,
if you were a child.
It looks like candy. It does to me.
Bright colors.
Well, the sad thing was that a child last year thought it was candy and put it in their mouth and died.
Which is horrible.
From a Tide Pod. And a comprehensive report by the National Cancer Institute determined NTAs to cause cancer.
No.
And we found NTAs in Tide, Cheer, Oxidol, and Bold laundry detergents and more. Why would we bring something in the home
Ignorance.
that would hurt us. You know, recent studies have shown that because of household cleaning products, women who work indoors have a 55% higher risk of dying from cancer.
Wow.
Cancer is now the leading cause of death in children
Yes.
between ages 6 and 12.
Yes, that is terrifying. Yep.
We're doing it to our kids and we don't even know it. Some of the most recent cancers affecting children have been 100% linked to hazardous chemicals. And the EPA now claims that household disinfectants, we disinfect because we think it's a good thing. But we know from the EPA that disinfectants are endocrine disruptors. So when you're exposed to them over and over again, like we are,
Right.
then when it messes with your endocrine system, let's take a look at our endocrine system. That contains a lot of stuff like thyroid and adrenal glands and, well, your reproductive organs. Well, take a look.
So basically you're saying it's easier to gain weight.
If you mess with your thyroid,
Definitely.
you're going to put on weight. It's not just the food you eat, it's also the chemicals you're inhaling. So maybe for you it'll just be, well, I just feel irritable more often than not. Or maybe it'll be, oh, I just feel kind of down more often than I used to. But everyone's affected. So, and now on top of that, we're talking still about disinfectants.
Okay.
The EPA has also classified disinfectants as pesticides.
Oh.
So let's talk about chlorine for a minute, because that's used in automatic dishwashers, scouring powders, and all that. And that has long-term health consequences.
Well,
we see chlorine's ability to remove stains, and we get dirt out of our laundry and brighten our whites.
Well, yeah, look
Whiter
at
whites.
white and pretty and ready to go.
It works.
We see it and go, oh, that's clean.
Oh, yeah. It's America's darling.
Uh-huh.
But the evidence scientists have gathered tells us it shouldn't be. Far from being America's best chemical friend, chlorine is something we should stop using right now. But you got to know about this. Organochlorines are a large class of organic chemicals.
Oh, good. Then they're good ones. Organic is good.
Well, in an apple, but when we're talking about chemicals, then organics mean not friendly.
Oh.
Not good.
Okay.
So these organochlorines, these organic chemicals, can be found in everything from plastics like PCBs, pesticides, cleaning products. But as useful as organic chlorines appear to be, they are the single most hazardous classes of compounds ever created.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and scientists have found that exposure to organochlorines can create cancer.
Oh, wait a second. Not make it worse, but
No.
actually create it
Created
from
out of nothing. Because organochlorines are extremely stable, they remain to trouble us for a long time, up to 2,500 years in some cases. And you know what organochlorines love most? They love human fatty tissues, and they easily enter them and build up. You can't get rid of it.
Ever.
So the trick here is to never inhale. Small amounts of organochlorines are also formed wherever chlorine bleach is used. So now we're getting down to the bottom of it. Chlorine is a toxin. Hello. It causes permanent damage. It kills living cells. Okay, EWG's Hall of Shame, worst offenders, yeah.
Simple green?
Yeah, worst offender, most toxic. They use the same carcinogens, but they don't put adequate labeling at all. They lead you to believe it's safe. And banned overseas, look at that spick
Wow,
and span, scrubbing bubbles. This is just an example. The American Lung Association has already said these are asthma-causing ingredients. You don't want a child to have asthma? Stop spraying the stuff that causes
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
On the other hand, research has found that peanut butter is relatively safe.
Yeah, look at. Hi, Mom.
Unless you're allergic to peanut butter.
Oh,
but
my
the
goodness.
things kids get into, you know, I mean,
Exactly.
they get into everything. Anyway, the EPA has been warning us for years that these chemicals in our home are putting us at really high risk. So let's take a look at the World Watch Institute. This is the state of the world. So back to pollution. Fact, life in our oceans has been damaged more by the runoff of household detergents and solvents. We're talking about our cleaning products and our shampoo and all that, more than all the oil spills combined. The fact is there are 70 to 80,000 chemicals in use today. They cause cancer, they're carcinogenic, and damage our immune and nervous systems and so much more. Mm-hmm. And the fact is, it's up to us, really,
Yes,
to
it is.
choose the responsible manufacturers. The choices we make directly affect our health, our environment, and even our economy.
Oh.
We really, really hope that you understand the importance of some of the things we've been talking about today. We want to help. And we hope that you want to help others just like somebody helped us.
Yes.
So thanks for listening.
Thank you.